Welcome back to Velsheen Rule. A desperate situation is unfolding right now in the Carolinas. Florence is weakening, but officials are saying the worst is still ahead. Do you hear what we're saying? Exhausted residents are bracing for even more flooding as the rain continues and rivers rise to record levels. The storm, now a tropical depression, is being blamed for a total of 19 deaths. And by the way, great reporting. Welcome home.
Thank you. This is what has happened now. These things become much more serious in the aftermath. Crews are getting ready to airlift food and water to residents in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Now an island.
Right. Rising floodwaters have cut off the city from the rest of the state. On one side, there's sort of an intercoastal waterway that leads to a barrier island. The other side is the Cape Fear River. And more than 30 million people are under a flash flood watch right now, with Florence still so massive that it's covering parts of 6 states as it now moves up the coast.
We've got 2 reports, beginning with NBC's Gabe Gutierrez, who's on a boat with the Coast Guard in the town of Lumberton, North Carolina. Gabe, what's happening where you are?
Hi, Stephanie. Good morning. Well, this is one of the communities further inland that is now dealing with some flooding problems as all that rain rushes downriver. In this community, the Mayfair community in Lumberton, about 200 homes here. Lumberton is one of those towns, population about 21,000 people, that was really hit hard by Hurricane Matthew 2 years ago. And this time it is flooding again. We just saw several people that have been evacuated. A mother with her twins was evacuated by the Coast Guard. I'm joined now by Nathan Cox with the U.S. Coast Guard. And Nathan, tell me, you guys have been out here since yesterday, right? How many people have had to be evacuated from this neighborhood, roughly?
There's been close to 12 to 20 that have been evacuated. Many families, they want to stay with their homes. That's their choice. We do our best to urge them to get out and to come with us. We're doing wellness checks now. We're going through the neighborhoods, knocking on doors, and just ensuring that all the citizens are safe. They need water, food, anything like that. So
this, as I mentioned, is one of the areas further inland. This wasn't one of the ones that, near the coast that had any wind damage or any of that. But the rain just recently stopped, right? There was rain here overnight, and now the concern is that some of these rivers may be rising. What are you seeing today in this area and in the surrounding areas?
Yeah, that's a great question. There are some neighborhoods that are still rising in tide, and when the tide changes this afternoon, we're seeing the water levels rise higher than they did yesterday. It's a little bit deceiving because I think some people look at just the river totals, but what's happening, these tributaries and these outside waterways are also collecting water, and the water's being pushed into neighborhoods like this.
Right, and the Lumbar River crested about 25 feet or so. That's at or near records compared to Hurricane Matthew. And then, Allie and Stephanie, as you know, there's a big concern about the Cape Fear River just north of here in Fayetteville that forced some mandatory evacuation. So this is an ongoing disaster here in this part of North Carolina, even though, we kept hearing over the past couple of days. And Allie, I know you were in Myrtle Beach, but also Wilmington, of course, further near the coast, had all this damage. Now these areas further inland, these neighborhoods, are having to deal with it as well. And they may be dealing with it a few days as some of these rivers crest in places like Lumberton. Allie?
All right, Gabe, thanks for that coverage. Gabe Gutierrez for us. Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.